Hey everyone, I'm going to do a quick video. May be long, may not be long, but we have a New Holland skid steer. It's a LS180. The battery is pretty much shot. We have to jump it off a good bit. We just got it. It's not brand new, but it's new to us. It's got a few little problems. In fact, we need to rebuild a couple of hydraulic cylinders, things like that on it. So we'll probably do some video work on that in the future also. But today I'm going to do just like a little simple video. I've got battery is, like I say, it's gone, but luckily I have another battery right here that we've had on the farm to use. Here, I'll show you down here. This battery right here has actually been on charge. It's holding a good charge, holds like 12.6, 12.8, somewhere in there, good voltage. So we're going to try and we're going to put that battery in to the New Holland and swap it out. There's a little bit of a, I won't say a trick to it, but there's a little something that you have to do that we'll talk about once we get out there. So we'll get started. Okay, so here is the New Holland. I'll back up, let y'all take a look at it. We've got it kind of, up in the air a little bit. So here's the New Holland that we have, and the battery is right back here, behind that. Now, big thing is this back here. It's down in here. That's where it is. Right here's the battery right there. You can't really get it out because the oil filter is in the way because the battery is so big. But this panel right here has 2 bolts in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 2 bolts out, which by the way, they are, so they're not 9/16. Guess what they are? They are 14. I know, right? I try not to hate on the metric system. I don't. I'm equal opportunity. I don't really care as long as the wrench fits, whatever. So, but there are a lot of people, I really wish it would just be a standard or, pick one. So, but because we use standard, everything like that, and we have metric wrenches, but everybody that uses the metric system is correct, so they say, but they still put their 14 millimeter on a 1/2 inch or 3/8 drive ratchet. So, no harm, no foul. So anyway, we'll get started. Try to take these out. I got to hold the bolt from behind, or the nut from behind here, see if we can get these out. Here we go. So I thought there was a nut up underneath there, but there's actually not. That's made into the frame under there, so you shouldn't have to hold that. Go. All right, I'll set this out of the way. We're going to get everything we need to take this off, which I think is probably a 14. So yeah, it's a 14, I believe. Yeah, 14 fits. So I'm going to go get the other battery. I'll be right back and we'll swap these out. Okay, I'm back. 1 year later, I'm kidding. Here's the battery. I got sidetracked with some other stuff. It's been about 30 minutes. So see if we can get this thing off here. That one's a bigger size, so let me go get the right size wrench. Okay, had to go get a 15. So the positive is a 14 and the negative is a 15. Makes perfect sense. So okay. Which, by the way, these are 9/16. So I think we're back in, hopefully, to the land of normal as far as that goes. Oh, caught that one on there. Grounded myself out pretty good. All right, got to pay attention better. So, not the moment of truth. Let's see what's going on. So, I was going to test the voltage on this, but I apparently left my DVOM at home. This battery could be bad. Tested good, but it's bad. We can swap it to another also. Okay, I hope I can do this fast enough. there you have it. There's everything with this one. Sorry I didn't have my DVOM. Thought I had it, but I guess I just didn't bring it. I'm trying to get out of the sun. Oops, there we go. Sorry. So yeah, we'll see if we can do a little bit more testing. If it is a bad battery, we'll show like a voltage drop test on it, and kind of what we did to see if it is a bad battery. It may not be. It may just be I shorted out a little bit and kind of kill the charge some. So, but we'll see. I don't have a battery maintainer that I can bring out here right now to charge it up, unfortunately. So we'll just kind of see how things go. But we'll come back to it and kind of take a look at it.
You okay?
Yeah.
All right, what we've done is we've made sure this battery is 100% charged. We double checked it on our battery chargers just a few minutes ago and brought it out here, so we're gonna put it back in, but this tractor seems to have a starting problem, and we're gonna do a voltage drop test here to kind of demonstrate to you, you know, where the problem would be. And this is gonna be something good for everybody too, because everybody thinks you've got to have a load tester and all kind of a heavy duty equipment to check out a battery. The only thing you need to check out a battery with is the load that you're cranking, which is in this case, it's the skid steer. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna demonstrate what the voltage drops to during cranking and see if it'll start. If it don't start, then we're gonna start doing voltage drop tests on the positive side and the negative side, and I'll demonstrate that to you as we go. Yeah, that's a New Holland battery strap there, that's factory.
See, we got the New Holland knots in it.
Yeah.
There. So that's
So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to get my son to get in the tractor, and we're going to try to start it. But while he's trying to start it, I'm going to hook the voltmeter up and look at the battery voltage while it's being started. Now, if it starts up, all this is going to fail. But if it don't start and we end up with a problem, you'll see battery voltage here of some sort. What we're looking for is the battery voltage to not drop any lower than 9.6 volts. Now that's an average. Now all you guys out there are going to fuss with me and argue with me. Well, it's got something to do with the temperature of the outside and the temperature of the battery. Just use this voltage, it'll work. Okay, been doing it for 40 years. As long as it don't go below 9.6, you're good. If it goes below 9.6, you got to do something about the battery. The battery is the issue, okay, because it's dropping below, or the starter might be bad, okay, or something's causing the battery voltage to drop, to overload the system. So we got to do that. But now voltage drop is what we're going to try to test today, and hopefully that'll work out. So here we go. All right, he's going to hop in now. We've got the power on. It has a main shutoff back here. We turned it on just now. And he's going to crank it and see what battery voltage drops to during cranking.
waiting on the glow plug.
Yeah, glow plugs are on, so you see voltage is dropping a good little bit, but that's okay. As long as it don't go below 9.6 during cranking. Okay, do it again. Okay, battery voltage dropped real low, but I hit it one more time. Hold it. I just saw sparks on the negative cable right here. This negative cable is not tight enough or something. Where's that wrench at, dear? Oh, it's in my pocket. Stay where you at. I'm gonna try to adjust it, try to move this around a little bit here. Maybe it's not making up good, okay? Those two negative cables were loose. They were kind of sparking a little, so let's try again. Yep. We're dropping to like 3 or 4 volts during starting, Jeremy. Try it again. Yeah, 4 volts. It ain't gonna start, not with voltage like that. So we definitely got a battery that's evidently bad, because battery should not drop that low. We're gonna double check though and make sure. We're gonna go from the positive lead, do a voltage drop test from the battery positive around to the starter positive, and make sure we're still maintaining a 0 voltage around there, because we could be dropping, you know, if it's showing 4 volts right here. So I'm checking at the leads. Let's do this same test at just the battery itself. Let me see if I can get this where you can see it. There's 12.12 right there. We can see that voltmeter. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move these 2 leads over to the battery itself. I was on the wires, okay? I'm gonna go straight to the top of the battery now, and let's see what we're getting. So I want you, I can't, okay, I think I can see it. Go ahead and hit the switch now, Jeremy. Yeah, we're still dropping to 3 volts. We're really loading that battery hard. She's coming right back up though, so I'm wondering if we don't have a wire problem somewhere. We're gonna do a voltage drop test from negative to negative first. That's the entire negative cable right there. From, if you'll look, it's from right here to right here. And what I'll do is I'll take my voltmeter. I'm gonna go from the negative lead here to the negative lead here. These two, from one end of the negative to the other, and see it says 0 volts. And it should maintain 0 when we hit the switch. So go ahead and hit the switch now, Jeremy. All right, we had, hold it for just a minute, Jeremy, just, you know, long enough. I'll tell you when to let off. All right, let off. All right, so we had about 0.2 of a volt of drop across there, 0.2. So basically what that means is, out of the voltage in the battery, which should be 12.03, we were only losing 0.2 of a volt across the negative lead. So that's not enough to make it not start. So we're gonna do the same thing now from the positive lead around to the starter. And it's gonna be hard for me to video this, but you're gonna have to trust me here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set this meter back up again so you can see it, but I'm gonna go from the positive lead of the positive wire of the battery right here, and I'm gonna take this other lead and put it over on the other side at the starter. All right, guys, I'm on this side of the tractor now, and I really can't see the voltmeter at all. So y'all gonna have to look and tell me what the voltage is when we hit the switch. It should stay at 0. Now, if it goes up a little bit, I'm not too concerned. I'm looking for like a real high voltage reading. If we see a high voltage reading here from positive on the battery to positive on the starter, then we're losing voltage across the circuit. That's where voltage drop comes in. So Jeremy's gonna hit the switch here and hold it for a couple of seconds so we can get a good monitored voltage. So go ahead. All right. All right, now let's go back and see what it looked like. What did y'all see on the voltage? You're not telling me, guys. Well, all right, I guess I'll have to go play it back myself if y'all ain't gonna tell me. All right, I went back and looked at the footage, and it showed it's either 0.5 or 0.9. The sun was so bright we couldn't tell which one it is, but either way, that's about less than a volt of drop. So we would still have enough power that the starter would spin over, but it's not. So that's telling me that the wiring from the battery to the starter and the battery to ground on the voltage drop test is okay. We got good wiring. So that's not to say we don't have a bad starter. So we're gonna do that test in a few minutes. But first thing I'm gonna do, since the voltage is dropping to about 3 or 4 volts, is go in here and load test this battery and make sure it's not a good one. Now you can do this at a parts store anywhere. You take this battery to a parts store, just make sure that it's fully charged before you take it. Because if you don't, then they're gonna say, well, I'm gonna have to keep it 3 or 4 hours and charge it and then test it, and then they're gonna tell you that it's bad, no matter what, because they wanna sell you a battery. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to charge the battery all the way up. Make sure your battery charger has cut itself down to where it's just barely running, even an overnight charge. Then take it into the parts store, let them hook it up, and while you're standing there, do the load test and let you look at it. If that voltage don't drop below 9.6 during that load test, battery's good. Okay, I'm just telling you. There's no need in you getting a battery if you don't need one. This is an easy way to do this test. So we're gonna do this, we're gonna follow up. I have a battery tester in my shop in here, but we're gonna take the battery out and take it in there and do it because this unit won't run. So we're gonna do that next, and we'll take you in here with us. All right, this is a VAT 40. Well, I call it a VAT 40. This is an Atlas model. It's the equivalent of what they call a VAT 40, what they made back in the 50s or 60s or 70s. I don't know, it's old. But I love this meter because it's real mechanical for us to see what's going on. Now, as you can see, I've got my negative lead on this unit hooked to negative and positive hooked to positive, and we're seeing a little over 12 volts. Now, you want to put your meter on starting because we're checking the battery. It's the same thing as doing a starter test, so it's on starting. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to just kind of overlay this DVOM here to it, and we'll hook it up as well. I'm going to just lay these on here so that we can see the digital voltage. 12.19 is accurate to what this is, okay? That's basically what we're seeing here and here. So we can see it, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna load it, and the load test will be this blue meter, right? I think it's the blue one. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's the blue meter right here is, what we're looking for. And you wanna check on your battery and find out what the cold cranking amps is. On this one, the CCA says 950. So cold cranking amps, we're going to load it to half of the cold cranking amps. That's always the rule. Now an electronic meter will do this automatically. I don't like them because I don't know if they're doing it or not. But I can tell that it is, because half of 950 is what? 425?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so no, it ain't.
475.
475. So 475. And I'm telling you wrong. It's this red meter we got to read here. So we're going to go to 475. We go all the way to past 400 right here on this meter reading right here. I'm going to load it up, and it won't show unless I hook up this clamp, this amp clamp to it, and you clamp it. See, it's a little clamp meter that goes to the thing, and you hook it to the away from the negative side. This is negative, so I'm going to hook it away from it, clamp it around the post or the wire of the machine, and that load will be going through that wire right there, and it'll show up on this meter right here. And so when I load it up, this is a little old carbon pile, and I can load it, and I'm going to just do a little test and show you. Simple load, and you should see a little bit of a, well, we're not seeing the amperage meter moving. There it goes. Now it's working. Okay, it's going in the wrong direction, so I'm going to flip this around so we can see it go in the positive direction. All I'm doing is turning the amp clamp around, and I've lost my battery voltage wire here. I'm going to get back to it. It's just laying there. There we go. Now we're getting to 12 volts. Okay. Now I'm going to do the load again, and this time we're going to try to go, it's going to go this way to 475 load. And during that 475 load, for 10 seconds, battery voltage should not drop below 9.6. So here we go. What do you see? I went to 100 and it dropped to 3. You see that? What does that tell you? We got a bad battery. Battery is no good. So we're going to have to get a good battery that'll hold that load, okay? But you can see how the meter works. This should hold 9.6 volts while we're putting the 450 cold cranking amps of load on the battery, and it don't pass it. So, and this battery has been charged fully, so we have a bad battery. All right, let's move forward with another battery, and we'll see what happens. Okay, guys, this video about us checking the battery on the new Holland, I apologize, but we just absolutely forgot to video us putting a battery in it, because we determined that it really just needed a battery, and we put a new one in here, and that fixed the problem, and it started right up. So if you have any questions, just leave comments below. Like and subscribe us. I hope this is a good enough video for you. We're trying to keep plugging along, so you should see several of them coming right behind this one. So thanks a lot, and we'll see you later.